everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to what is this, day 11 of my 15-day gratitude challenge. Wait, sing, Tina. Hold on, pause for Tina. People say I've got my hands into anything, keeping time with paupers just as well as king. Yes, sing, Tina. A little musical break here just for you guys. Otherwise, you'd have to listen to me sing. And she says, then I sigh, look at all the blessings in my life. Yeah, she says the song is Irons in the Fire. And she says, the poet, Miss Tina Marie, says, people say I've got my hands in too many things. But when I look up to the sky and I look at all the blessings in my life, that's exactly what these 15 days are about. So welcome to my 15-day gratitude challenge. This is day 11. And let me just give a shout out. But I have to finish paying homage to Tina Marie. She's one of my favorites. And of course, she's on my Gospel Adjacent Quarantine playlist. You've got the link there in the comments. My free, no opt-in gift for you. Just for being here. And I need to shout out a couple of the regulars that have pretty much tuned in fairly regularly. Of course, my mom, Martha Nolly, Shay Devereaux, thank you so much for your support. Carolyn James Weeks. There have been several others. So Essence Rose has been here a few days in a row. And Harold Anderson, thank you for your support. So I just want to, I don't know, I'm just filled with a lot of gratitude tonight, which I guess is what this whole 15-day experiment is really about. So if you're new here for 15 days, I'm going live just for about 15 minutes every night on Facebook, reposting to Instagram and Twitter for all the replays. And I'm just gonna, take you inside my own personal gratitude challenge. Hey, Patty, thank you so much for being here. Hug your mom. Hey, Jay, thank you so much for being here night after night and for the reshares. I appreciate you. So every night I'm just going live for a few minutes, taking you inside my own personal gratitude practice. And then I leave you with a little bit of homework, things that you can action in your own life and reflect on based on the theme of the night. So, that Tina Marie song resonates with me because just like the poet sings, people say I have my hands in too many things, right? But I'm grateful for it all. And that's like the opening line of the song. I'm paraphrasing. She says it much more artfully than I can. And so I just thought it was kind of interesting that one popped up in my quarantine playlist queue, and just wanted to share it with you. So, we go fast, we go slow. We got some reggae, some rock and roll, some house music from my Jersey club heads, and a little bit of everything else in between. So gospel adjacent. Tune in tomorrow. I've got some special songs picked out to share for you since it's Sunday and all. But anyway, where have we been these last 10 days? We've covered a lot. We have talked about being thankful for relationships, good ones and the ones that didn't go quite the way we wanted them to, but we could still be thankful. Creativity, time, technology, leadership, teams and teamwork. We've talked about being thankful for movement, for purpose, for confidence, which was a really amazing session because we got to hang out with Lou Rawls a little bit. So check that one out. That was day 9. Day 10 yesterday was all about pressure, being thankful for pressure. So tonight is one of my favorite topics. I do a lot of workshops around this. But tonight we're going to focus on being thankful for, at least I'm thankful for, the power of no. The word no, N-O, no. I'm thankful for no because for years, for a really long time, I had trouble saying no. And I questioned whether or not I'm allowed to say no, right? And it got me twisted up into all kinds of things that I didn't really want to do, but felt that I had to do out of obligation, guilt, fear, fear of missing out, fear of retribution, fear of losing the relationship or making other people mad or that they wouldn't like me or what have you. And I really struggled with that. If you can relate to that, like hit the like button or give me a heart or something like that. If that ever sounds like you, okay, cool. So, so for years, I really, really found it hard. And then I started stepping into my no. And I do workshops teaching people how to tap into the power of no. And it's a big part of my coaching practice and everything. So I just wanted to be thankful for my no. Okay. And I understand it's hard to say no sometimes, but part of learning how to say no is understanding what your non-negotiables are, what you will and won't accept, what you believe in. Sound a lot like purpose work, right? Yes. Okay. So that's why I named my whole coaching practice Purpose Filled Coaching, because everything comes back to purpose, right? When you know what you stand for, what you're about, what you believe, it's very easy then to map out in any particular situation what you will and won't accept, what you will and won't tolerate. And once you're clear on that, what you believe and what your non-negotiables are, what are your terms and conditions under which you'll say yes, then saying no becomes very easy, because to paraphrase Johnny Cochran, it either fits or you gotta quit. Right? It either fits with your terms and condition, with your purpose, with what you believe and what you're comfortable with, or if it doesn't, peace out. Then you say no. And one of two things will happen. There's no need to be afraid to say no when it's on your heart to say no, when you really, really, really want to say no, because one of two things will happen. And I've experienced this over and over and over and over again since I began to practice embracing my no and using it artfully. So the first thing that'll happen is the person who's asking whatever it is of you that you don't want to do, they'll just go away. They'll be like, oh, okay, next, and on to the next thing. And that's a win for you, right? Because you didn't want to do it anyway, which is why you said no. Right? Okay, so we win. The other thing that'll happen, which is really, really interesting, is that the person will come back and try to find out what would it take to get your no to a yes. And that's really interesting when that happens, because what are your terms and conditions is what they're asking. What would it take to get you to say yes? And then that's an awesome thing for you, because then that puts you completely in the driver's seat. That's exactly how I negotiated my current job package, salary, benefits, perks, and everything else. I turned that job down 3 times before I said yes. And I ran out of reasons to keep saying no, because they met all of my terms and conditions. But and if I was purposely trying to negotiate that job, it never would have happened. But I was clear on what I did and didn't want in my next role. And I just stuck to my guns. It was scary. I was like, oh, I can't believe I just turned this job down. I must be crazy. And, because they were offering good money and good title and all that kind of stuff. But it wasn't, there were certain things that were on my list that they weren't offering. And every time I turned it down, it came back with something else. Till finally, I couldn't find a reason to say no, and it worked out. But let me give you a much more tangible day-to-day example. You guys know we have 2 Cane Corsos, Django and Hildy. Django came first, and I did not want a dog at all. And so we had a big family meeting. My husband, kids were asking me, can we please get a dog? And I was like, no, because it's too much work for Liz. I already got all of y'all to take care of. I don't need another being in the house. And so we had this family meeting, and everybody went around trying to convince me. And our daughter, who was, she must have been around 15 at the time. This was a while ago. She must have been around 15, maybe 16 tops at the time. She was like, she gave me the, I would like to love it and squeeze it and name it George defense, like from Looney Tunes. And she was just like, because dogs are so cute and they're so cuddly and it'd just be awesome. And I was like, survey said, right? Didn't convince me at all. And so then we turned to her younger brother, who was, "Hey, Rebecca, thank you so much for joining. Greetings to you in Sydney." Sorry, I had to shout her out. We went to high school together. So anyway, so then we got to her younger brother, who's 6 years younger, and he was like maybe 10, 11 at the time, a little squirt. And he goes, "Well," and he's logical to a fault. He goes, "Well, I think having a dog would help to teach me responsibility." And I was like, dang nabbit, the boy's too logical. Hey, Shaitan, thanks for being here. And I was like, oh, how can you argue with that? I had to resist the temptation to tell him, "Go to your room." But, he convinced me, because I was like, how do you argue with a dog would help teach a little kid responsibility, and to having a kid that's that self-aware. So we got the dog, but I said, okay, we can have the dog, but as long as it creates no work for me. The minute it does, one of you guys, somebody gets voted off the island, because I could take care of 3 at the time. 4, I could take care of 3 beings, not 4. Okay, so those are my terms and conditions, and I tell them what I required in order to have the dog. And ever since then, they have upheld their part of the bargain. And now, much to my dismay, not just my dismay, I'm happy that we have 2 dogs, but we actually have acquired a second dog under the same set of rules. And it's awesome, because I have all the upside of having the dogs, but with none of the extra work and responsibility, unless I want to engage in that practice. So anyway, I'm telling you this stuff, it works. Embrace your no, and either give it a firm no, whether it's a firm no, or a no that is basically a yes, but with your terms and your conditions. And I've learned to do that, and I'm so thankful for having my no and my yes with terms and conditions, right? So, which is just a different form of the original no, right? So anyway, now we get to the homework portion of the program. Here's how you can start to embrace the power of your no. First, say yes to you. Be clear on what you want. Be clear on what your non-negotiables are. And, think about and be honest with yourself. Get in touch with what actually stops you from saying no. Is it guilt? Is it something else? Is it obligation or what have you? But be clear on what you stand for. What are your non-negotiables? What are your terms and conditions? What would it take in this particular instance, whatever it is, to move your no, your hard no, to a yes? And be brave enough to say, if I say no and they walk away, be brave enough and honor yourself and know that you'll be okay, and that it's okay, and give yourself permission to do so. And if you can't give yourself permission, if you struggle with that, I'm giving you permission to say no. Okay? Anytime you're faced with choices, you always can say no. They might not like it, but who cares? We're not living for other people. We're living for you, right? You living your best life. So that's my message for today. I do workshops and other things on this, so if you're interested in that, hit me up privately, and we could kind of talk about that. But I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. This 15-day gratitude challenge has been amazing. I don't go deep into how the power of manifesting success through practicing gratitude in this, but I will drop a link to one of my secret sauce videos. Those secret sauce videos are for my brand building coaching practice for personal and business brand builders. And I do those, I suspended those during these 15 days, but I'm going to pick those up again. And it gives a deeper dive into the power of manifesting gratitude. So I'll drop that link in very shortly. Check out my quarantine, my gospel adjacent quarantine playlist, and make a note. I will be back here again at 8 o'clock tomorrow. So please tune in, tell a friend, like and share if this is helpful, or if we're vibing, or if you like this. And until 8 o'clock tomorrow, take care of yourself and stay healthy, stay safe. And thank you all so much for being here. And I will see you tomorrow night. Bye now.